Whenever I do Boeing videos like this, I get a bad rap from some, being called a Boeing basher. I'm not sure why, because all I do is report the facts, but that's okay. I guess it goes with the territory. But now comes a breaking Wall Street Journal story about how Boeing apparently is trying to play some kind of bait-and-switch shell game with the FAA over their ongoing 787 inspections. And that may indeed be true. But all this information comes from unidentified sources, and it's not that I don't believe them, but these allegations would carry more weight if they came in some official capacity. Still, maybe their anonymity may be because certain individuals fear retaliation from Boeing. So I guess the question is Boeing actually trying to hide something dangerous from the FAA? Or are there just some Boeing employees with an axe to grind? I'll explain and let you decide next on Maximus. Greetings everybody, Maximus here. The Wall Street Journal is reporting that people familiar with the matter said at an August 2nd meeting, Boeing's quality assurance specialists told their FAA counterparts that 3 Dreamliners were an accurate representation of how Boeing workers put together 106 completed 787s awaiting delivery. According to the report, that meeting was part of a broader months-long effort by Boeing to persuade the FAA to approve an inspection method that would speed deliveries with specific targeted checks, rather than a nose-to-tail teardown of a much broader sample size of aircraft. But at least one other Boeing engineer told the FAA that he didn't support the assessment. He disagreed that the 3 hand-picked planes actually reflected how the rest of the undelivered planes were built. The engineer is part of a group of Boeing employees who represent the FAA internally at Boeing. Sources familiar with the matter said that the 3 planes in question had recently rolled off the assembly line close together. According to one of the anonymous insiders, the Boeing quality assurance team chose those 3 jets because they were readily available for inspection in the factory, and the team determined they had undergone the same production process as the other aircraft. After the August 2nd presentation, the FAA reacted to the internal Boeing disagreements over the aircraft's sample size and restated its requirement that Boeing's employee group that acts as in-house regulators must always concur with the company's proposals, the anonymous source said. So according to the insider, Boeing did agree to get a sign-off from the whole employee group. Boeing also agreed to broaden the sample size to another 10 aircraft, the source said. Man, that's a lot of he said, she said. It really makes for a strange article. But like I said, this may all be true. But the Wall Street Journal is making sure to let us know that this information is coming from various anonymous inside sources. A Boeing spokesman said the company was committed to working with full transparency with regulators through a rigorous process that has already involved hundreds of hours of meetings and working sessions. He said the company appreciated the FAA's direction and feedback. The spokesman said Boeing wants and expects our teammates to speak freely, ask questions, and present different perspectives about very complex and technical issues. But an FAA spokeswoman said the FAA will not sign off on Boeing's inspections until our own in-house safety experts are satisfied. As the delivery halt continues, Boeing faces increasing financial exposure because as deliveries become delayed by a year or more, aircraft buyers can generally walk away without financial penalty under the so-called 12-month rule typically included in purchasing agreements. Aviation data provider Ascend by Cerium estimates that 54, or about half of the Dreamliners in Boeing's inventory, could be at risk by October 1. So far, Avalon Holdings Limited has canceled 2 of its Dreamliners awaiting delivery. According to sources, Avalon has threatened to cancel other 787 deliveries as it negotiates with Boeing. American Airlines Group is considering using its contractual leverage to cancel some of its Dreamliner deliveries. Again, people familiar with the matter said. American had expected Boeing to deliver 11 787s by the end of this year. The Boeing spokesman said that addressing the Dreamliner quality issues was the right course of action, despite the near-term impact to operations. He said Boeing will continue to take the time necessary to ensure we meet the highest standards. The FAA's reaction to Boeing's August 2nd presentation is an example of the heightened scrutiny Boeing faces from the FAA in the wake of the two 737 MAX crashes. The FAA is also closely scrutinizing Boeing's new 777X program. Earlier this year, the FAA informed Boeing that their new jumbo wasn't ready for key safety approvals. The August 2nd meeting centered on areas surrounding passenger and cargo doors. The broader 787 inspection proposal is complex and involves a mix of physical inspections and data analysis related to multiple sections of the aircraft. After pausing deliveries in October of 2020, Boeing had restarted the process of handing over the planes to customers for 2 months this past March, but again stopped in May when the FAA demanded more data about Dreamliner inspections. But according to yet more anonymous people, FAA senior officials have been encouraged by Boeing promptly alerting the FAA to newly discovered quality issues with the 787. A recent example came earlier this summer when Boeing notified the FAA of a defect that prompted Boeing to slow production so workers could correct the issue. However, more defects since have been identified, yet more people familiar with the matter said. But regulators have also at times been frustrated by a perception that Boeing wants the agency to rubber stamp its proposals without seeing its engineers' homework. Boeing Chief Executive David Calhoun has said the company wouldn't pressure the FAA to move faster, adding the FAA rightly wants more information about proposed inspections. It would be unfair of us to just shove it down the FAA's throat, he said in June. Look, I get it. Boeing has an awful track record of being honest with the FAA and the public as well, all which infamously culminated with the crash of 2 brand new MAX jets, claiming the lives of all on board. But isn't it possible that Boeing has learned their lesson and they aren't trying to hide defects from the FAA? Could certain employees of Boeing just be looking for their 15 minutes of whistleblower fame? Or is it just a case of if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it must be a duck? Well, I look forward to your thoughts on this story, because to me at least, this Wall Street Journal article felt like they were trying hard to find a story where there may not actually be one. Let me know down below. As a matter of fact, I'm going to dip into the Maximus Aviation prize bag and give a free Maximus Aviation hat to the subscriber that has the best comment on the subject of today's video. What kind of comment is the best? Well, I won't know until I see it. But if you happen to be the lucky winner, I'll let you know by this Thursday. The only catch is you have to be a verified subscriber to win. And if you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so by visiting the Maximus merch shops or through the Buy Me a Coffee app. Links are in the description. And before you go, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and ring the bell. And remember, leave the rubber on the runway and your troubles on the ground. And I will see you next time in the air. Yeah, this is Maximus.